Leo was a comic artist. He was lonely. His drawings were okay, not great, just okay. He wanted more. He dreamed of creating something amazing, something that felt real. He sat at his desk, blank pages staring back. One rainy afternoon, Leo found an old shop. It was dark and dusty, hidden away on a forgotten street. He saw a small bottle on a high shelf. It was black, so black, filled with ink. The shopkeeper had strange, watching eyes. He said nothing, just stared as Leo bought the ink. It felt cold in his hand. Back in his small apartment, Leo opened the bottle. The ink was thick, darker than a starless night. He nervously dipped his pen. He started to draw. Wow, the lines were perfect, so sharp, so clear. His art had never ever looked this good before. He decided to draw a demon, a creature trapped in a mirror, a scary story. The demon on the page looked terrifying. Its eyes were pools of pure evil. Its claws were long and wickedly sharp. Leo felt a strange thrill, a shiver of excitement mixed with fear. This was it. This was his best work. The ink made everything better, more alive. He drew late into the night, lost in the creation. The demon seemed to almost smile from the paper. Leo drew the demon tapping on the glass, tap, 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 from inside its mirror prison in the comic. That night, as Leo tried to sleep, he heard a noise, tap, tap, tap. It came from the hallway, soft but clear. Just the old house settling, he told himself, but his skin crawled. He felt a sudden icy chill in the room. Next, Leo drew a shadowy hand. The demon's hand, reaching out from the comic panel, trying to escape. Later, Leo saw something, a flicker in the corner of his eye. A dark shape, much like a hand, near his own bedroom mirror. He jumped, his heart pounding like a drum. Was he just seeing things? Or was it something more? In his comic story, the demon's frustration grew. Its rage built up. It smashed a small, delicate vase near the mirror. Crash! The next morning, Leo walked into his kitchen. He found his favorite coffee mug, shattered into a dozen pieces on the tiled floor. It had been safely on the counter, far from the edge. How did it fall? Coincidence? He wasn't so sure anymore. Doubt gnawed at him. He stared down at his growing stack of drawings. The ink seemed different. Wetter, somehow. Deeper. More alive than mere ink should be. The demon on the page looked back at him. Its eyes seemed to follow his every movement around the room. This was more than just good ink. Something was terribly wrong. But a dark curiosity compelled him. He couldn't stop drawing. Leo drew the demon whispering to a character. Evil words, tempting words, promises of power from within its paper cage. Soon, Leo started hearing actual whispers in his quiet, empty apartment. They were soft, so soft he could barely make them out. He couldn't understand the words, but they were cold, ancient, and disturbingly close. They seemed to come from his drawing table. He decided to give the demon glowing red eyes, a fiery, hateful, burning red. He carefully finished the panel, adding the final touches of crimson. He looked away for a moment, then he looked back at the page. For just a split second, he saw it. The demon's eyes on the paper. They glowed, a faint but definite red light. He blinked hard. It was gone. Just ink, or was it? Leo drew a speech bubble above the demon's snarling mouth. The demon spoke its first words in the comic. I will be free. The words looked chilling on the page. Later he was quietly sketching, trying to ignore his fear. Silence filled the room, then a voice. Soon. It was low, guttural, unmistakably real. It came from the comic book lying open on his desk, right from the demon's mouth. He froze, pen clattering to the floor. The demon in the drawings began to change subtly. It wasn't just looking at a character in the story anymore. It was looking directly at Leo. Its drawn smile grew wider, sharper, more predatory with each passing day. Every new line Leo drew seemed to feed it, to make it stronger. The paper itself felt icy to the touch. The room grew colder whenever he worked on the comic. The demon was feeding, and it was waiting. Suddenly Leo understood everything. The ink, the strange old shop, the unnervingly realistic drawings, the whispers. It was all connected, horribly connected. The demon wasn't just a character on the page, it was real. Or it desperately wanted to be. The mysterious ink was a bridge, a doorway between worlds. Each finished page brought the creature closer, closer to his world. It wanted to swap places with him. The thought was paralyzing. He had to stop drawing. Now! He grabbed the sinister ink bottle, his hand shaking. He tried to throw it into the trash can, but his hand wouldn't obey. It was stuck, frozen in midair. He felt a powerful, irresistible pull, a dark urge. Draw! Finish the story! The demon whispered promises into his mind. Fame, unbelievable art, everything he ever wanted. He knew they were lies, horrible soul-stealing lies. He looked down at his comic, it was almost done. Just one more panel remained empty. The demon on the page seemed to pulse with dark energy. Its eyes burned into him, demanding completion. If he drew that last scene, the scene where the demon finally stepped out of the mirror, it would happen. Here, in his room, for real. He had to fight it. He had to find a way to break free from its influence. He would not become a prisoner in his own creation. Leo snatched the completed comic pages from his desk. He would burn them, destroy them and the creature within. He reached for the box of matches on the shelf. His hand trembled violently. He glanced nervously at the dark window pane. His reflection stared back, but wait. For one horrible, blood-curdling second. It wasn't his face looking back at him, it was the demon, grinning triumphantly. Then the ink bottle on his desk tipped over as if pushed by an unseen hand. Black ink spilled like blood. Across the final waiting panel,